going to lend itself a little bit more to strength. I think the way that they're playing, there are just a lot more opportunities. Consulate has the same if not more opportunities to just peek things and get advantages early on. But the problem is that it's so open. Interesting ban there from strength. Taking out IQ, that's going to put a lot of weight into a Valkyrie here. We might actually see Valkyrie banned because of that IQ ban. But it's going to be Lion, of course, from Obey, which makes a lot of sense. They banned Lion in the first match, and they'll ban him in the second.
Could you imagine strength with Lion available at their disposal?
That would be frightening.
That would be so terrifying to have to deal with.
There goes Valkyrie.
As you mentioned, Valkyrie wasn't seeing quite a lot of play, but I think it's smart to take Valkyrie out knowing that there's no IQ because, well, the cameras in those trees, very difficult to spot.
I don't know what Odd expected with the frowny face. If you're going to ban out IQ, the immediate response is going to be banning Valkyrie. So, yeah, I'm surprised he was surprised.
Strength didn't look like they were exactly sure of what to go with next. But there you go. They're going to take out Echo. All right. Well, Echo was banned by Obey last time around. You don't need to worry about somebody here possibly playing him, as both teams are going to ban him in 2 maps.
I mean, he's a really great operator, really powerful on any site, really. Universally useful. And because there's no IQ, he becomes even more powerful. So IQ and the 2 operators she counters the most, in my opinion, both being taken out of the match. So that's going to be an interesting one on Consulate. Valkyrie, of course, being one of the most powerful defensive ops on this map. And just not allowed to be played here. Interesting that we're going to see Basement actually first from Strength. You do not see this very often, although it does happen. Usually if you're going to see Basement first, or as the primary site, it's because Thermite has been banned, but not so here.
Very interesting to see Garage be first, yeah.
I also really like that we're seeing a 6-pick onto the Bandit. As you can see, off of the Vigil onto the Bandit. Why are they doing that? Well, they're not picking Bandit right off the bat, because why are you picking Bandit? You're going to defend the basement. So if you choose not to bring Bandit, you could potentially get the Thermite 6-picked into something else. However, Obey will not fall for that. So, definitely a nice attempt from Strength, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this so many times with Consulate. When you look at it, you almost always need a Thermite just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, but you don't. I mean, there's an asterisk there. We saw in a couple weeks ago, Evil Geniuses in Pro League, they attacked Garage and they only brought a Hard Breacher 1 time when they were attacking.
Yeah.
Knowing that they had to go to Garage and it was a Hibana. They didn't even bring the Thermite. So it is very doable, especially if you go through Server and Visa, to be able to put pressure on this Garage setup without Thermite as your Hard Breacher.
You know, that's the thing, is it's doable. It's just the meta is bring the Thermite, right? And that's the sort of thing that people can read into, and you can choose to try and counter, but you don't necessarily have to play into. You don't have to be like, oh yeah, let's play around the Thermite existing or not. It's not necessary. You can make it work other ways. You don't even need to attack the Garage, although you are kind of limiting your options if that's how you're going to try and handle a basement attack. No matter the case, Obey, very wise here. Clearing out from admin office all the way down. They're going to lose my man to Yardy early on, but Adam refrags because Yardy still peeking that yellow staircase. Very dangerous. So nice and even here. The loss of a Doc is going to hurt, but the loss of a Capital going to hurt even more.
This style of play that we're seeing from Strength, I mean, will continue to work until Obey tightens up the way that they're playing. Still, Obey is playing way too aggressive right into the hands of Strength, but, I mean, sometimes Strength don't land their shots, and there you go. Odd, who is going to be bandit tricking, you can say goodbye, but the bandit, who might be downstairs watching the Garage, was upstairs on the 2nd floor at the top of yellow.
I have to say, I'm very confused by Odd there. They already lost top floor. And here's the thing. An admin clear of the top floor is so typical, it's ridiculous. So the fact that he's rotating out of Garage to go upstairs to the top floor, the only situation where that works is if you hold a nasty angle, like maybe sit in yellow stairs and wait for them to push you without droning. But if you just try to retake yellow stairs to top floor like that, you're gonna die. And he died. So a poorly calculated move by Strength. And I think the calculation of Strength's moves are going to be much more important on Consulate than they would be on Oregon, because there's a lot less off angles. while it's a much more open map, it's also, because of that, more predictable and easier to lock down as a team. Swerve just pushing up yellow stairs, but he misses his shots, and he narrowly gets the kill. Oh, misses the melee, finally shuts down Skies. That was dangerous. The call will be made, and Bosco's going to adjust his angle inside of the main lobby. Skies going yikes in the chat because what was that push? No one's shutting him down, but Obey needed, like you said, Obey need to tighten it up. There needs to be a drone watching that, or just a player.
I mean, even in Sky's defense there, what team are you playing against where you're going to have somebody at 40 seconds left, peels off a site to go up top and flank you? I mean, that's inconceivable to me that somebody would bother to expend an operator and put them in that position. Meanwhile, Adam and Benji. Well, there's utility on the board, but Adam won't get too far. He gets shut down by White Van. Smokes go out from Benji, goes for a pre-fire, but Merc is watching it. Diffuser will drop. And Merc, who was playing on yellow stairs, actually looked like he might go for a run out as well before he saw the Claymore trying to figure out where Benji was located. Yeesh.
What was that, man?
That Legion pulling up from garage. At some point, somebody gets the call, I'm going to go peek him. And then a Legion moves from garage all the way up to the first floor to flank the Buck with 40 seconds left.
See, the confusing thing to me isn't just the Legion. It's the Legion, the Bandit, Yardy. Odd, the Bandit, pushed the top floor and tried to retake it at about 1:30 after, obviously, the attackers at that point, given the typical meta, which is what Obey is pertaining to right now, they would have that control. So he basically threw his life away. There was no calculation of his move there. Yardy was peeking yellow stairs, I believe. He managed to get a kill, and he died to the second person. There's no calculation of that move there. It's just go, go, go. It's the same thing with the Legion. But third time's the charm, it works out, and Strength managed to get the round because of that push by Swerve. It narrowly was a failure. He missed almost his entire magazine, but because Obey is only accounting for the 2 senseless pushes, they couldn't predict the third. And here's the thing. It's not a bad thing that Strength is doing. I say senseless, uncalculated, that's true. They're just kind of pushing. But it's working! So it's really confusing that it's working, but it is. So you can't take that away from Strength.
I'm almost at a loss for words. This whole match has really been something. He already goes for another peek and he misses. He comes so painstakingly close. He sees the head of man. Oh, he already connects!
What?
How do those things keep happening? Oh my goodness, I don't get it. But a great kill for Yardy. My oh my.
This is an interesting match, if nothing else. Obey have managed to take control. They wrangled control of the outside of the building away from the defenders, and they're going to also take the top of the roof, start opening up those holes into B. There is somebody playing on the B bomb right now. It's going to be droned out, very obviously, here from Obey.
Bomb located by attackers.
But the question is, will he move? Seems that he has. Yes, indeed. Or to connector.
Look at what Benji's having to do. Benji is literally having to sit under this window and wait because they are expecting somebody from Strength to pull a Hardy Boys and come flying off the top row and try to get them underneath.
And there were 2 people that droned that, and he was still waiting. And now he's going to drone it because Obey are tripping over themselves to try and make sure they're not getting run out on. This is crazy. This is just a weird match. I expect almost every run out to be utilized in this match. If not only by Strength, then also by Obey, who are just as aggressive on their defenses.
Yardy with a great peek on Capitao to start things off in this round about a minute ago. Looked like he was going to get a second onto Bosco, and I mean...
He wants it.
He desperately needs another kill, it seems like. Now he's going to rotate up to that mirror window playing in connector. It's a double repel from Obey, but look at Odd underneath.
Someone's watching him, though.
He does get spotted by Skies, and he'll absorb an awful lot of damage. Smoke's going down that will cut off Yardy. Plant from Adam, all in full swing. Odd still on the roam, takes out Benji. Bosco trades him off. Yardy now trying to watch to see exactly what happened with Adam, who does get Diffuser down. So, Obey in a strong position there. A watch drone will go out. Swerve taking Bosco. Adam will have to deal with Yardy, but no, Yardy dips around the corner. He gets the kill that is needed. Falling off of this diffuse plant, Sky's in trouble, tosses up a grenade, but there we go, they'll drop! Skies with the double, and it goes for a third! They're just jumping out with a diffuse from Strength! What a round!
What are we watching right now?
Oh my word!
This match is... yeah, it's a barn burner, as Odd says. Definitely a barn burner, but just a confusing match. More importantly, I think as much as it is exciting and great to see these tactics being used, they're also not really tactics. That's the wrong word. Great to see this mentality being used. It's different. It's crazy. It's exciting, but it's odd.
I can see somebody on Strength when those two frags got tossed up there.
Yeah.
I can hear their comms. Yo, he's out console window. Let's get him, boys. And they all just jumped.
Yeah.
And one person was left to defuse. Yeah, I'll defuse. You guys go. And they all just jumped out. And Skies picks up 3 totally impactless frags.
Yeah.
Exit frags, and then nada.
He's got the stats though. That's definitely gonna help the stats, but it also isn't gonna help anything at all. I mean, you know, it does not gonna change the outcome of this match so far. 2-0, Strength's favor. Now here's the crazy thing: Strength as a team seem to be better on attack than they are on defense because they are more. It's easier to set the tempo when you're on attack. You are the ones in the driver's seat. You need to make sure that you don't hit the road barrier. But here on defense,
here we go again.
They're making it work again. It's Merc this time too. It's not even Yardy. Yardy was playing Doc for the first 2 rounds. Now here's Merc playing Doc. Here's one thing. One big thing that I've noticed about Obey. They've been spawning at the same place. Everybody's going to the same place. At some point, the call was made, guys, we cannot be getting spawn peeked. We need to stick together on our spawns because it's just too dangerous. And that's definitely helped Obey. They managed to avoid getting spawn peeked in this round, and they're just going to go for a standard admin take. Curious thing here from Strength, they don't have anyone holding the top floor on a middle floor hold, which is abnormal.
Very abnormal. Everything about this matchup is abnormal.
Yes.
I don't think we've seen a single round where I can look at it and go, yeah, I've seen that before.
I mean, we've seen pieces. Nothing's like amazingly new or anything. It's just the sometimes it's the volume, sometimes it's the combination of certain things. The 3 people jumping out of the CEO window. I mean, it's a number of stuff. Yardy's just picking up the angle. He saw the Capital challenge this, and now he's like, oh, you want a challenge? Let's fight. Let's go, bro. I will take you. That is the mentality for Strength right now. And it's so far not worked out for either of them.
I'm honestly amazed that we haven't seen a Blackbeard come out from Obey at this point.
Good point, yeah.
I mean, you've got Bosco who can play it if need be. Benji's played it before. Why not bring it out? I mean, or even start running shields here to try and deal with this because this is just patented aggression. Isn't going to go anywhere. Oh, no, Capital! You're going to get away. My man gets downed. I don't know if that call is made. Merc very, very close. My man will seek the shelter of the barrier separating him from the rest of the defense.
You know, the crazy thing about that is my man was playing as safe as he possibly could outside that front door, and as soon as he peeks, he gets taken down. Now, he will be picked up by Benji. Teamwork makes the dream work. But 50 seconds left, half of your HP gone. Odd is going to get the first kill.
And only possible 2 shots into my man as well. Keep in mind that the Execute requires these asphyxiating bolts, these smokes, etc. You don't necessarily need the hard destruction, so Adam was not a high priority target here. Sky's trying to take out the Maestro playing in bathroom, but the Maestro stays nicely going. Oh, he already hits the deck so long, my man. These ACOGs just doubling up. Odd consuming everything. frag grenade from Sky's going down. He'll find Yardy as the rotate comes out from bathroom. Sky's looking for another, but Benji will get it first. A push in from Obey. Plant with the chassis of the bomb, being able to protect Benji.
15 seconds to go.
He's going off. He's going to rely a lot on Skies as pings come out through the Evil Eyes. He's going to get it off successfully. Sky's watching from above. Benji will put us on a 2v2. And the Buck just showing himself for a second. Merc is there. What can Benji pull off? He gets the defuse down. He will need to get the final kill as well. Benji just trying to dive around this table, but no, he'll get downed, and that will be 3 in a row for Strength here on Consulate. What are we witnessing?
Wow. Crazy thing is, Obey managed to get the position they wanted in the end. It cost them 3 lives, but they managed to get smokes down, diffuser being planted, and vertical cover from above. The execution was right there for Obey. They just could not handle the fact that they lost so much HP, so many lives early on. Overall, Strength, just peeking things, man. Just peeking things. And it's working out. It is definitely working out. Another thing, I have to say, I think if you wanted to isolate a single mentality, a single way to play the game that could potentially tilt Obey, this would be it. So if Obey are unable to start getting rounds here, that's a huge hole you're going to find yourself in.
There's no way that this isn't getting to Obey. 0% chance that this is not under Obey's skin right now.
Yeah, definitely.
You're looking at 45 seconds left. You're looking at a minute left in a round. Windows are getting broken. People are picking you. In no universe should this be happening.
I think it really started.
Yikes.
I think it all started.
$10 says Strength still wins this round.
They're just going to peek everything.
100%.
At least one spawn kill. Okay, if they get a spawn kill and then 2 late runouts, they'll win the round.
Bomb located by attackers.
The radio did this. You don't have to shoot. It makes noise, but you don't have to shoot it immediately. Just take your time, all right? Odd, take your time. Anyway, what was I saying? I think it all started with that kill that Skies got above Attic. When he was on the roof in Oregon, he was running from tower to, across Attic to the main roof, and Yardy just peeked him, man. He just peeked him from the hallway window. And I can tell, I could hear, oh, what a shot from Bosco. So, speaking of just peeking, so no, I think this is going to be possibly Obey's first round. After the TK and the shutdown spawn peek, this might be the one. That, by the way, is the first time they've been able to shut down the spawn peak without the spawn peak getting something. So, great job to Obey.
I wonder how much the team kill is going to factor into this. You know, I mean, you got to take it round by round.
Yep.
And Obey still seeking to try and take complete control of the second floor, but Strength don't have the numbers in order to contest outside of sight right now. You have to stick those 3 bodies close to sight. I mean, we say that, but I bet you Strength is not.
Yeah, Odd is playing top floor right now with his cap can.
As good a place to be as any. He's got some Capkin traps here. He's going to miss the buck, and Skies just obliterates him through that soft wall. Strength now with Merc also watching the door. He's got my man trying to dare him to another duel. Who's going to win this one?
It's a 2 versus 5 right now, and he's peeking yellow stairs. And he's going to lose that fight, and a lot of HP because of it. Eventually falls back.
A lot of damage being done to Merc. Cloudstruck essentially going to find himself in a 1v5 here.
Yeah, 1 bullet onto Merc, and he goes down. And he's making a push, man. He wants to bring it back.
A rotate from the Jaeger will be spotted out by a drone from Benji, ceiling above Cloudstruck, blowing wide open, as will the garage panels as the exothermic charges continue to put pressure on Cloudstruck, playing behind this white van. Still got some drones on him. The Vector isn't quite the weapon it used to be, and Nitro Cell has been expended, so there's going to be limited fragging potential here. Oh, what a play possible! No! Cloudstruck with 3v1, but this is very difficult for Strike to be able to pull off. Benji missing his shots. Cloudstruck can win this. Tagging up now, but my man will be there after all of the rounds where my man has been the literal punching bag of Strength. He will get the last laugh on this round. It will be the first one that Obey is successful on.
I will say, though, that was almost a strength round. They almost made that happen, and
I will also say this. I'm also out $10 now. I was wrong.
Whoops. But yes, we were talking about how Obey were probably getting tilted by this playstyle, and you know what the antidote to that is? Your enemy TKing in the spawn, right? Like a second after the spawn. That is a nice, you're feeling the sky is blue, the grass is green, and everything is good in the world after that TK, I imagine, for Obey.
I mean, I still think Obey's going to be angry.
Oh, yeah, but like that's definitely going to help.
They're just they're so feisty. They're so feisty. They're peeking everything. They're challenging every angle.
That's a good word.
Obey, obviously not anticipating it. I mean, who really would? It's a scorched earth style of play that Strength is playing. They are setting themselves up to possibly take catastrophic losses at every single peak, but they're getting away with it, and they're getting away with it quite well.
Because they're hitting their shots and they're doing it a ton.
And that's the thing. Strength are not missing. This is usually when you see teams try to do this and get very aggressive, what happens a lot of times is that because teams are not used to that style of play, they're not used to playing in that zone all the time, they try to peek things and they just miss. It's whiff after whiff, and they end up, like shouting into the night, and they get nothing back from it.
Yeah.
That's not what Strength is doing. Strength is used to this. They're accustomed to this. They're playing a style of play that so many people at high levels are just not used to dealing with.
And another thing is they fervently adhere to this doctrine. They just never relent. We see time after time, oh, they'll lose one fight. Maybe they'll lose another fight. And then there's a third and a fourth. Everybody on Strength is on the train. They're on the peak everything train. Obey seem to struggle with accounting for each and every one of those. All that said, though, Obey have won one of these rounds. And if they can get this next round, this match is still very much winnable. I mean, even if they lose this round, maybe the transition is going to be enough.
I mean, the crazy thing is to this is that I don't think the defenders should be winning.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
You look at the bans right now, and it's like the attackers have quite an advantage, in my opinion. You've got Maverick, who's quite powerful on this map. He's on the board. But the Heart Breachers are on the board. You've got Glaz on the board, Ying on the board, etc.
You lost IQ, but she doesn't do anything because Echo and Valk are already gone.
The two hardest counters.
Yeah.
Or IQ's the two operators that she hardest counters, they're gone. So I mean,
that's a redundant attack ban.
I am all things. I believe I said baffled last time around. B-A-F-F-L-E-D, baffled, and that is exactly how you would spell my middle name right now.
So 2 people late flanking onto Bosco, but Bosco shuts one of them down. However, there's still another. That's Merc on this top floor.
He just skates right by him.
Yeah, and this is the thing. He wasn't roaming top floor through the whole round, if I'm not mistaken. I think he late flanked after Obey cleared admin office. So now Merc is playing from above, and Obey has no idea. Why do they have no idea? Because they were aware of the one, but they didn't expect the other.
Why would you expect 2 people to be rotating this way? Meanwhile, the site push is getting pummeled. He now lost Swerve as well, even if you can call it a site push, because Strength just seems to say no thank you to Anchors.
Oh, Merc, please just peek it, man.
I want to see what Merc can accomplish here. That's 60 hertz Merc as he jumps on Bosco, the Zofia, out to lunch. A big kill for the Jaeger, looks for a second as he and Skies will tussle. Skies walks away with a bit of dents. Merc looks the other way, expecting a push from the Capitao. That's the right read. Ooh. He's going to get pinched here. He sees the Capitao. My man will get the frag needed as Skies was in position to get it as well. Claymore of Bosco still cutting off that rotate from Yellow Stairs. We are in the dying seconds of this round here. Cloudstruck and Yardy last 2, but Yardy, don't ever count him out. He's going to see the Claymore and peek right up, or he doesn't see it. He gets tantalizingly close. My man will find a second kill as Benji ends things here, and it is a mercy killing onto Strength's final 2 members as we exit this first half with Obey in better shape than they looked earlier on.
Yeah, the last 2 rounds, it seems like Obey managed to figure it out, reading that strategy from Strength. And they managed to shut it down twice. So in that last round, it looked like Strength had the right tools again, but the timing was just off. One thing to talk about there was how Merc was trying to flank. in that instance. He managed to get the first kill, almost got 2 more, but Obey just played barely passive enough to avoid their deaths. And I think that's the name of the game for Obey now, is play it passive. Wait for those pushes. Now, of course, they're going to defense, so that's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be a garage hold for Obey first off.
I really want to see. I want to see what happens here on this defense, because we've seen Strength set the pace. Even on defense, Strength has set the pace, and they've done so admirably. How are they going to be able to attack Obey? They went for that, that very ballsy, brazen construction rush on Oregon. It fell apart, left their attack in tatters afterwards. I'm assuming we're going to see that again.
Bomb located by attackers.
Who knows? Mira being brought out here. As you saw earlier, Strength were not too keen on bringing the Mira. Did bring it once on the Mason, if I'm not mistaken, maybe possibly a couple times, but it didn't seem to play into the strategy very much.
10 seconds left.
Very likely won't as well for Obey. To be honest, this is not a huge Mira map.
5 seconds left.
Security Miras are powerful, but not that powerful, especially if you don't have an ACOG to play them. You can still make them work, it's just not as easy. Obey going to be roaming pretty heavily on the top floor. They have 4 players upstairs right now. Oh, could you imagine if there were a rush strategy this time around from Strength? I like the mirror window strategy on the main garage. This is one of the most powerful positions you can put the mirror in. Cool thing about that is there's some pre-set up C4s that you can deny thermite charges or Hellbonic Scaros with. It's really powerful.
Seen quite well by Liquid too, being able to pop that mirror, toss it out through Van. So we'll see what can come of this, but 30 seconds and Merc has breached inside a Visa office. Nobody contesting there. You can see one body of Obey is above from the silhouette. That is information that might not be at his availability for the time being, or of his knowledge. He does hear somebody, and it'll be Swerve tasked with going on to drone. Being the hard breacher, it doesn't really surprise us that that will be the one tasked with drone. Yardy eliminated from a man, so Obey peeking themselves, and will take out probably the best shot that we've seen so far on Strength.
Yeah.
Gauging his cloaking device, Skies just wades down towards the bottom of Visa stairs, sees a drone, kills it, goes back up to Maman, who playing aggressively through the hatch, and that'll be Odd dumping a whole bunch of concussive mines in, but nothing will come of it, and both Maman and Skies will move apart. Odd does find Benji though, Adam refrags, and we find ourselves very similar here, but the Ash of Merc to greet Skies as there is a strange pace that is being set by both of these teams, and Maman is next on deck.
Yeah. Now, you said the best shot on Strength, and I definitely agree. Yardy's probably him, but Merc and Odd, both of them on the same level. Merc will be shut down finally by Maman, just going for that roamer strategy that we've been seeing so prevalent for both teams. Cloudstruck though, remember the ace he got in the first map? Could he potentially pop off here in the second? Definitely one of the better Twitch players in this matchup.
Eyes closed, what side are they defending right now?
I have no idea.
With everything that's happening, Cloudstruck and Vayne will get taken out by Bosco, and we will find both teams back 3-3. That was a downstairs defense within all of the action occurring around spiral stairs, projector, long desk up on the second floor until Cloudstruck decided to suicide right into the middle of the site.
Are we... What game are we commentating right now, Parker? Could you remind me?
This is Rainbow6 Siege.
Thank you. I needed that reminder. This is just weird. The strategy that we saw there from Obey was much like what we were seeing from Strength, but it was a lot more from the get-go. So what Strength tended to do was they roamed heavily, but they preferred late flanking. In that round, Obey simply put a top-heavy defense strategy together and waited for their opponents to come to them. Strength did not drone out the entire top floor. That's the biggest thing for me. The reason the late flanks were necessary and the reason they worked for Strength is because Obey are thorough. They drone out all of the corners. They make sure they account for things. No, not all the times. Of course, every team makes mistakes. But Strength aren't doing that. They aren't droning all of the things. They aren't looking for their opponents as effectively on this map. Because of that, Obey's roam game has been allowed to come into the match. A big thing to note is on Oregon, Obey was not allowed to roam as readily because it's Oregon. that's a map that typically the roamers get shut down really easily. Strength somehow managed to make it work against all odds, but they shouldn't have been allowed to. It should have been an outright failure. It still did, but you know, it worked, but whatever. It's odd. But now Obey are on a platform where they can roam a lot more effectively, and that's going to give them definitely a leg up on Consulate, something we didn't consider earlier. Because, of course, they are a team well known for their roamers.
And now we'll go upstairs, up to console office. It was the scene of the crime for both of these teams in the previous round. It was an impressive bounce back from Obey, who seemed to have
figured it out.
They have engaged Operation Peak Everything ourselves, and it worked.
Yeah.
It worked quite well. And a bit of hesitation from Strength, I'm sure, will come out every now and then because you can't take these fights as readily. But I mean, they're bringing a Glass, they're bringing a Blackbeard. These are two operators that can go quite the distance on this site in particular, and I liked the Blackbeard is coming out. We knew how much peeking was happening from Strength. I'm surprised that Obey didn't bother to run it. But that won't be the case here. Giving you the scope here for the Glass, very difficult to see Yardy's perspective. Obey will have to completely fall off. And now Yardy just sitting and waiting. But a double kill from Obey. They'll take a big advantage early on. It's only been a minute so far, and you've lost Capitao, you've lost Ash, and more smoke will continue to go out and just cut off a push inside. Now Yardy going for the dash. He'll get gunned down, run Forest run, but he'll get no farther. You see Cloudstruck playing from above so long, but man, it's just the Blackbeard and the Jackal. That's it. It's been 90 seconds. Oh my.
So we talked about how Strength looked better on attack in the first map. So far, having a difficult time here on Consulate. Well shut down on that CEO push. Bosco waiting for his shot, and he's going to hit the Blackbeard shield, which absorbs one blast. Cloudstruck makes a kill on Disguise, but is eventually taken down by Adam, leaving just Swerve on the Blackbeard. Definitely not a clutch operator. We've seen it happen before many times, but you are going to be in a difficult spot using a Blackbeard here. The shield saves Swerve once more, absorbing just as many bullets as is necessary. Or no, actually, just the SMG-11 not doing enough damage.
It was the recoil of the SMG-11.
Yeah.
That's a kill under the old patch, but won't be found this time around. I think Swerve abandoning all hope here, and
there's no way he makes this work.
Once more onto the breach he will go, this time with a deagle, but he shows up for just a second, and Bosco will snipe him through the railings, and the first lead of the game for Obey as they put 4 rounds together and quite literally stare down the barrel of a victory as it gets ever closer.
If Obey had not read the way Strength were playing on their defenses and played a little bit more passive on Obey attacks, then we would see this be, I think, a lot more, or still in favor of Strength. So that was on Obey, recovering those last 2 rounds of the first half. Getting these next 2, that's 4 in a row. And now Obey are looking incredibly strong. At the same time, Strength have managed to make a pretty strong impression.
I mean, it's how well does Strength's playstyle match up against some other teams? You know, let's say that they were playing Mouse. Let's say that they were playing Space Station. Let's say they were playing Rogue, who we've seen before. Let's say they were playing Noble. Say they were playing Cloud9. All the teams that have already made it so far, and then Mouse competing in the next matchup. What if they were playing against Flawless? How would this work against them? You can make a pretty credible argument that this matches up quite well against Obey, because Obey are not a team that may have the best coordination amongst them. And because of this, it's easy for them to be literally cleaved down the middle by, we see Yardy and Merc doubling up on them.
I don't know if it's a deliberate decision by Obey. I don't know if they're saying, hey, let's all spawn at the same place when they were on attack, or if that's just how they started playing it out. But whether it was a decision or not for Obey while they were on attack, that is the sort of thing that is basically, it's a stopgap. It's forced coordination. You know, we're going to spawn at the same place, so we're going to start from the same place, so we're going to be together more often than not. And that plays into exactly what you're talking about. More importantly, it did allow Obey to get 2 rounds. The fact that they weren't getting spawn peaked in those final 2 was why they were able to recover it. That and the TK, but what a weird match.
What a weird match is a very good way of calling this.
Yeah.
If we need an actual name here for it, but
Attackers recover.
Yardy back on this Twitch. As you noted, he was the one that was able to get the ace with the F2 and then pick up 2 kills shortly after. A nice go-for charm here for Yardy. Of
First
course,
place, bro.
A lot of strength, of course, go-for champs, and I think that's worth noting here.
Yeah.
Yardy looking to repel in, but there is presence from Obey inside of admin. But they'll fall off. It was Skies who was playing with the cloaking device. On Hill depart from the safety of those cubicles. Meanwhile, Cloudstruck solo entering downstairs. The Jackal has already used one of those Jackal tracks, which is just trying to figure out exactly where the defenders are. That'll be particularly useful against a team that has been as on the move as Obey has so far.
Yeah, Sky is going to be detected. He'll move downstairs. Could potentially get a flank here on Cloud if he's not looking the right way at the right time, but it looks like Cloud is aware of this. No, bad timing from Cloud. We've been seeing a lot of this from Strength, just really poor timing. Skies is going to see the Jackal, but lose the fight. Perfect peek there. Now, Jackal lost some HP, but only 1 bullet's worth. So not a huge loss, and Strength managed to shut down that roamer. This is quite possibly the slowest Strength attack we've ever seen.
I mean, they know that they're staring at, right now, a possible match point here for Obey, and they've come so close. Very, very close. They did so on Oregon. They were 1 round away. See aggression here from a man on rappel as he just has the magazine to just absolutely mag dump into the window and keep Strength away from getting in. Cloud taking some damage earlier on in that battle against Skies. Yardy, who'd been finished, or who had been started, will now get finished off. And that will be probably the best weapon for Strength on attack, will be silenced. And one of their better players as well.
Yardy looked like he was finding the opportunity. My man's still shutting down this bathroom window. Cloudstruck gets Bosco. Adam able to respond. But Strength still in a good position here, especially as Cloudstruck and Adam trade. Interesting turn of events. My man continuing to delay Odd, who's repelling on that bathroom window. But you can see the Blackbeard has managed to work his way into Connector, which could easily kill this bathroom player. The other defender, nowhere to be seen right now, probably anchoring. This is a middle floor defense, and Odd will finally shut down my man following the flashbang of his teammate. No C4 for Benji. So he's going to have to win this on pure gun skill alone, or timing potentially as we come down to the last 10 seconds. Information being called out here. The drop is a little too early for Benji, and he's just going to fall back to bathroom. All he needs to do is wait and deny the defuse plant. Odd goes down, and you can see Swerve is planting. But on the 0-0-0, Benji's going to have time to move out. He misses his shots. This is a bad situation. Information abundant, though, for Benji, and he will miss the shot on the final peak. Swerve takes it. 4-4.
To be fair, he hit the shot.
There was a Blackbeard shield.
Put right into the rifle shield, it looked like.
It's
not showing any damage there in the replay, but it certainly seemed like they had that shot at head level, which is fine. Benji getting the call a little late, even though there was some form of observation tool for the defenders that were up there pinging away, obviously not noticing that the plant was going down.
I am a little surprised there by how Benji chose to play that, to be honest. I feel like he could have played a little bit less safe. You know, he had the information, like you said, the marks were coming down, which means that his teammates would have been able to call the push on 1 second, or 2 seconds even, because he was still deep in bathroom. Not deep in bathroom, he was in bathroom. He could have been in the hallway and still not exposed to the Blackbeard on the final second. If he had just pushed there, he would have had time to kill Blackbeard as he's planting the diffuser. It was a nice try, but poorly calculated, unfortunately, for Obey. And yeah, no, the rifle shield against a Vector, pretty hard to lose that.
Rough. Yeah. And especially that timing for Benji. I mean, the Vector could have been able to tear through both of them as they dropped. He was off by just a second.
Yeah.
Right? Just a second. That timing. And so much of this is exactly timing.
Yeah, I think that is a big thing. A lot of the rounds Strength have lost, as an example, have been because of timing. It's the same, I mean, it's the same thing for Obey. Benji not only had bad timing on the drop, but also bad timing on the diffuser. There's so many things that keep going wrong for both teams in terms of that one specific.
I mean, speculation is just speculation, but it did look like Benji started to push out, and then he got a call to hold, which is why he went back in the bathroom. It certainly looked like that. It looked like Benji's instinct was to push the Blackbeard, knowing that the clock was about to run out. And if you know, if Zofia wasn't holding the possible diffuser, then the call could be, wait.
Yeah.
Benji retreats. You don't know if the Blackbeard is holding the diffuser. Diffuser starts to go down, and by the time Benji is able to lumber over there as the 3 armor, doesn't get there quite in time.
I mean, if that call was made, then oh boy, that's We talked about tilters. That's one of them.
Oh, that's a tilter.
Oh, that's a tilter.
Oh, that's a tilter there.
All right, so Strength so close to pushing us to map 3, but Obey at the same time just as close to getting us all the way. Look at this commitment. Look at the utility being used just to push a bandit off of the garage wall. And I mean, it worked in the end, but wow, you don't usually see a team just dump a Candela in there without, I mean, they checked it with a flashbang first, just in case there was an ADS, there wasn't.
And they only open up the middle panel, which means it's going to be even more difficult to take out panels 1 or 3 now.
I mean, they're probably not going to. I guess they're trying to play as efficiently, as quickly as possible.
That would be my guess as well. Go for the throat, which is what you're going to have Merc do with those Candela flashes going off.
That mirror window that Bosco's playing on is going to be so important. What are you doing? You only open middle panel if your plan is to not open the other panels. If you want to open panel 1 and 3, then open panel 1 and 3. If you want to open 2, then just open 2. Either way, that's Benji playing up on that top or middle floor rather, in piano, waiting for more kills. And you can see that Strength is just kind of not sure what they're going to do now that they have to deal with that player in piano.
Just waiting for this to come.
What are you doing?
There's another from Benji on the Cloudstruck. This mirror just being able to exist above, completely uncontested whatsoever. Candelas will meet the toxic canisters, which will at least stop Strength from being able to take advantage of that gadget. Adam is now tasked with pushing up. Plant going down by Black Car. It's successful. Yardi trying to cover. Merc goes down. And on the belly, Adam just narrowly sees the Ash. Oh no, Adam, that was a readable situation. Diffuse going down, but Benji's there for the clutch. Can Benji outduel the Blackbeard this time? He pulls out the shotgun, but that is a weak weapon at that range. He's gonna need to take some time to unload the Vector. Flashbacks here as the C4 goes out. It will hit the Blackbeard! Benji with the fadeaway, and it will be match point for Obey. There will be no repeat this time. 5 rounds for Obey Alliance.
What just happened? The basement attack. What is that? They lost 2 players, and then they pushed in and planted. That's crazy. How are they allowed to plant? The basement defense. They got 2 players up early, but failed to deny the defuse plant. Then almost lost the round. If it weren't for a well-placed C4 from Benji, they certainly would have. Just absolute insanity. Pandemonium on that garage push. And it could have gone either way, man. And, it comes back to just dumb luck on that timing. It really does. So confusing. But... this is these are the sort of situations that make you question what you know.
I got a couple questions. I'll be honest with you. But you got to give so much credit to Strength here for being able to come out on top on so many engagements, so many altercations between these two teams. And it works. It works so well, Michael. It's just completely shutting Obey down.
And, I mean, Obey's still winning, but...
They can't... Strength just can't be stopped right now. Not at all. They cannot be stopped.
They're losing.
And I mean, they're losing right now. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is a huge victory for a team that I think a lot of people wrote off coming into this.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people who are very familiar with Obey would say, of course Obey's going to win. Not quite as certain as you thought.
My guy, going into today, you have 2 matches, Obey, Strength, Mouse Flawless, and I don't know... Almost everybody's looking at these matches and saying, should be Obey Mouse. Should be Obey Mouse. Probably 2-0 both. But we want to know what a team can do, what they're capable of. And what Strength is showing us here is that they're capable. And as much as their mentality, as much as the way that they play is very weird, it's far from the normal. It's interesting, and it kind of works. Sorta.
You got to imagine we're going to see overtime here. I mean, you take a look at the first matchup. It was Obey who needed to force overtime. They did it in the clutch. A big round for them. As you saw, Strength just had no chance on Laundry. They never won the site. That's a problem for them.
Yeah.
With Obey now on defense going up to console office, they won this site. They won it last time they played. It was locked on full rotation until now we get to this point. So, hey, This bodes well for Obey. Strength will need to overcome the fact that they haven't had success on this side.
They certainly could, though. They have the right tools for the job, and they've already taken control over the admin office. It's a good push. They will open up that hole into the A site from long desk. Looks like Merc's trying to get out of the... I'm not sure what he's trying to do.
I don't think Merc realizes that you can't vault out that window. Oh, and he's going to get downed. Odd is going to try to pick him up. Sky's just narrowly missing. You know he's unhappy about that one. It just grazes Merc, but that's enough to drop the Ash. Cloud also losing a bunch of HP, and it's been 90 seconds. Deceptive how fast we've gotten into this round, but it's all going in Obey's favor.
Yeah. No A-site control right now for Obey. They also don't have Sky's C4 anymore, so it's going to be a lot of pressure on Bosco and Benji using that anti-plant. Almost a TK. Merc will do the job, though, taking out Benji. It's a lot of damage from the gas canisters, but the smokes from Cloudstruck on the window are going to do a lot here. Adam's in a good flanking position. He could end this round right now. He's going to... No! He misses the shot onto Swerve! That's a huge failure for the flanking Adam. The diffuser goes down. Bosco will take out Merc, though. So still in this match. Swerve able to get Skies, and Yardi takes down my man. It's all Bosco in the 1 versus 4, but he can't go any further. And Strength pushes to overtime.
Well, this is strange. I feel like we've seen this before.
Have we?
We got more between these two teams, which I'm delighted for.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a ball.
You know what we need, though, right now is for Strength to win in overtime and bring us to map 3. I want to see... Anyway, I want to see how Coastline's going to play out, man. I need to see that map. I gotta. Because the way that these teams are playing, I feel like Coastline is their playground. That is exactly where they want to be right now. Anyway, that last round, that last round was really interesting. I feel like you can attribute a lot of that to individual failings and successes, such as Merc pushing in through the A site. He managed to get the opening salvo off and get those entry frags. After he did that, the flank from Adam being shut down, oh my, that was huge. He had the opportunity to get 3 kills there, and he couldn't even get 1. And from that, Obey did not have the power to retake after the diffuser had been planted. Another thing of really important for me, Strength are so focused on planting that diffuser, above and beyond what other teams tend to commit to playing the objective. Remember that diffuse plant they got in the garage? They were throwing their bodies at that attack. They were
just tossing them.
Hey, pay attention to me while my teammate plants the diffuser. And the person playing the diffuser doesn't care about his life, doesn't care about the people 5 feet away from him. He just wants to plant the diffuser. That's how Strength plays. And it is crazy. One thing that I absolutely love about it, one thing it's my favorite thing about how Strength plays.
5 seconds remaining.
It means that they have a lot of coordination. When you have a situation, one person's playing the diffuser with enemies like 3 feet away from them, that means they trust, unto the death, they trust their teammates to cover for them. That is huge. Most teams, professional teams, struggle to build up that trust. And that is the true strength of Strength. And I don't mean to say it like that, but I can't avoid it. It really is cool to see. We'll see if it's able to get them a 3rd map here as they attempt to attack the basement.
No bandit juggling from Obey. They will concede that garage panel, and make no mistake about it, you're going to see Obey fall back quite heavily. Strength will get panels 1 and 3, so they will not bother to go for that middle panel, which was largely their undoing as well. It won't have Benji playing from above, just able to pick away at them. So both panels open. This is good timing, but the Hibana, who's trying to open things up onto the mirror windows of Odd, you can hear all those X-Karos getting picked away, but no, one of them will go off. It's a possibility that they could have just lost the mirror window there. Yes, indeed, they did. You can see it. It is clear. So Bosco will now be forced to rotate as Odd gets the drone in. It's taking a minute. My man trying to distract from above, shooting out those console office windows. Sky's getting kills number 1. He's going to drop back to White Van and Merc. So long, see ya, farewell, Sledge gone.
You can see my man still looking for his run out. Sky's playing back of White. He's got 2 teammates right next to him, shoulder to shoulder. They are holding firm to this garage push. There was an opportunity earlier in the round when Strength had just opened the garage to potentially plant the diffuser. There was no one with C4 or gas canisters in a position to deny them, but that opportunity has passed.
So still just waiting above. His strength seem a little bit lost. They're all clogged up there at the doorway. Sky's looking for a second kill, just tossing bullets in, rocking that new Pentaskin, which is available now for those curious on Legion. It was released yesterday or the day before. A whole bunch of smokes going out here too. Cloud taking a ton of damage. He's in the midst of the smoke, down from a man. The carbine just rattles onward. Benji now tagged in, and Sky's still waiting. That's a kill from Benji too. One body seen pushing up on the yellow stairs. That information will go up to my man. The carbine just narrowly missing one. Thatcher's going to push in. He's going to see the Hibana, goes for bullet pen through the piano, but he's dead meat. Odd and Swerve will walk away from that successfully. Oh. Swerve from above, you see Skies. There you go. Skies eliminating Odd, but your teammate has your back. This coordination, Michael, you mentioned, is going in spades. But Obey still has quite a significant numbers advantage, 3v1. With Swerve needing to get back to site. He does not hold that diffuser, and that will be his most challenging task, as he's going to have to go through the back access of these sites here and swim through barbed wire, a possible C4. He's going to get spotted on the camera, and this is almost all but over if Swerve can pull out a miracle here.
10 seconds to go.
He'll push in through the double doors all the way towards pipe, but he's got 6 seconds to grab a diffuser. That might as well be an entire city block away. Bosco will finish that one off, and Obey will once again go back to match point.
Wow. So that was one of the least invigorating rounds we've seen on the attack from Strength. They, like I said, they opened up that garage. They got panels 1 and 3. They could have just planted the diffuser for a solid 30 seconds. They had an opportunity there, and they let it slip away. They hesitated. We haven't seen that very often from Strength. It has happened. We've had a couple Strength rounds where they slow it down. You know, they start calculating a little bit more, start thinking about their actions, and it has tripped them out, or tripped them up quite a lot. I would have loved to have seen them just go for the diffuse plant, see what happens, because that seems to be the environment in which they thrive. But if you allow Obey to set you at their pace, you're going to have a bad time.
Could this be the final round that we see here, Michael, as Strength goes back to defense? They'll go upstairs to console office. Strength only played it one time. They won.
Yeah.
But diffuser did go down. So Obey was able to get a successful plant off. Strength rebuffed them, then were able to defuse as well. That was, if you recall correctly, the calamity where we saw Strength just go full send out the console office windows. They all just went for broke. Jumping out, and a smart play overall, because Sky's literally weighed down by the bodies falling on top of him. Could not repel amidst that current, like a sailor trying to swim up current. For spawn, yeah, he didn't get there. Not quite. Diffuser went in the way of Strength's favor. So, are we going to see shenanigans from Strength again here? The tempo of the game has changed a little bit since then, as you noted. It's definitely something that Obey is playing much better under, but you got Strength's back against the walls.
Yeah. I think Strength needs to focus on not relenting, keeping that pressure up, if they want to bring this back, if they want that map number 3. Though, it does not look like that's their prerogative right now. Focusing on anchoring hard on the site. They have the right setup. They're playing standard meta. The mirror windows, the castle barricades. A lot of pressure being applied to the east side of the building on the top floor. Looks like Obey's going to be focusing on a B site take once more. They did this the last time. It did not work. Narrowly did, almost pulled it off, but it just not in the end. So they're going to have to change something about this attack strategy. The Capital being a huge part of this. My man, if he dies to Yardi, who's peeking this window, then yeah, it'll be a really difficult attack for Obey.
As we've seen almost a half dozen times in this particular matchup, Yardi seemingly being my man's kryptonite. Super effective every single time around. Boding well for Obey. You've got a very strong killing machine in the hands of Skies. The one, the only Alex himself playing above with the F2. But he's got some reinforcements there that will at least keep some of that team alive. The ping's coming out for Yardi. He'll get shot from below. This is good coordination here. Yeah. And if they can take Yardi out, Sky's just missing his head. They'll throw down the asphyxiating bolt. But it looks like it will miss. Yardi is just going to continue to exist, but there you go. Bosco, Dylan, Bosco from below, 90 seconds in, first kill.
But so much utility used to take care of that B player. Yardi did a great job there. He honestly shouldn't have been there in the first place, but he did a great job being there. And there was actually some team damage done there. Because the firebolt missed, it did damage to Skies playing on the skylight.
Unfortunate You've got Odd down below. Once again, he was playing before. If you recall, down by that garage, possibly go for a run out, try to get the clay pigeons that are on the console office wall, but oh no. Odd could be able to get away with this. Bosco getting off. Oh, Bosco the read! There you go. Obey will shut it down. Swerve, Cloudstruck, and Merc. The only 3 remaining. You'll hear the telltale signs of the UMP as Benji will be able to win that one, and it looks like everything going in favor of Obey. Strength trying their best here, but it doesn't look like it will be enough. Still a winnable prospect, but with Cloudstruck falling and Merc needing to 1v5 clutch. Can we see it? 60 hertz Merc? No, Bosco will get the final kill. He got the opening kill as well, and that will be it. Luck will run out for Strength, and Obey will advance onwards in the US Nationals with a goal, getting a land spot in mind.
That's the sort of match that makes you think to yourself, yeah, they lost. But well done to Strength. Seriously, well done. Just the oddest, strangest sort of doctrine, strategy, whatever you want to call it, that I've seen in a while from Strength, but